Definitely, it'll be hours and hours.
Do you know
What
if the
about
suspect
ages?
has visited this bar before? Has anybody said it?
We don't know anything about the suspect. We haven't talked to anybody that had any contact with him
Do you know
prior.
if he lived here?
Well, I actually have no idea who he is. We don't know anything about him yet.
What about the ages of the victims? The ages of the victims. Can you tell us that they were young?
I actually don't know what the ages were. It is a nightclub, so I would, speculate they were probably in the 21 to 26-year-old age group.
Can you talk about if active shooter training played a role in the sergeant, going in and trying to confront the suspect immediately?
There's no doubt that the change in how we handle active shooters played a role. Sergeant Helis and the High Patrol Officer first on scene, they knew they had to take action, and they went in and did what they had to do. Yes, 13. We don't know how many are injured because they went to separate hospitals. I'm going to speculate, given what I've heard, somewhere between 10 and 15 additional injuries. And we don't know, we don't believe there might be one additional gunshot victim, but we think there are other injuries, people trying to escape, breaking out windows and doing different things.
When you see these shootings happening across the country, did you ever think that it would happen right here?
I've been a cop for 41 years, and I never thought I would see the things around the country that would happen, but I've learned it doesn't matter what community you're in, it doesn't matter how safe your community is, it can happen anywhere. Because obviously for someone to do this, they have to have some sort of mental illness, and sadly we have people with mental illness all over the country.
Sheriff, were there any threats to anybody in the bar, any indications something like this could happen?
We have actually no information about that at all. But again, we're very early on in the investigation.
You know what happened? First that he went inside, shot the security guard, and then kind of when he started shooting, that was to walk us through.
We actually don't know. I mean, we're interviewing multiple witnesses, but I can say no, we haven't got everybody together yet to really put that timeline together, and we'll certainly provide that as soon as we can get something. It's so tragic, and losing Ron, we go to the gym together, work out together, is horrific and terrible, and it saddens our heart, but there's also parents of those 11 other victims in there whose hearts are ripped out tonight, and I know there's parents wondering, oh my gosh, what was one of my children in there, or was it my sister or my brother? So there's just no way to describe this. It saddens us all, and it tears at our hearts and emotions, as it should, and if we ever get to the point where it doesn't, then there's something wrong with us.
Sheriff, can you talk about after bar closed? There's a lot of questions about police not being active enough, and it does sound like your sergeant was proactive. What was the thought process in the department after bar closed? How it has changed?
Actually, it changed for us after Columbine, years and years ago, and we trained with our fire department for active shooting, and our officers know when you get to a scene and there's two of you or even just one of you and there's shooting going on, you go in, and that's a change of philosophy what it used to be. And we worked so well in our county. The Highway Patrol was here. When they made entry the second time tonight, there were Simi Valley officers, there were Oxnard officers, there were Ventura officers, there were sheriff's deputies, and there were Highway Patrol officers. Everyone comes together to solve the problem.
And just a clarification of time, from the moment that the first contact was made by police to the moment that the second contact was made by police, what was the time?
So the time frame, so the first deputies arrived on scene at 11:22. They made entry approximately 4 minutes later. That's when Sergeant Helis was shot. And it was, and I don't have the exact timeline, it was probably close to 15 minutes. They didn't hear any shots fired before they regrouped, got additional officers, and went back in. And there were people hiding in restrooms, there were people hiding in attics. I have no idea.
Sheriff, what other scenes are you and your law enforcement partners investigating in relation to what happened here?
What other, I'm sorry?
What other locations?
None that I know of, but certainly when we find out who the suspect is, we'll go to his location and we'll work with our bureau partners to see if there's a connection there. But at this time, there's none other that I know of.
Was the suspect armed with multiple weapons, or was it just
Right now, as far as we know, there was only one handgun, but that could certainly change as we do a more thorough search of the building.
Can you clarify? You said the suspect was down when authorities entered the building.
The suspect was down with a gunshot wound when the officers went into the building. Yes.
The deputy was shot by the suspect.
We don't know who shot the deputy.
and the suspect?
We don't know who shot anybody at this point.
Would you describe the suspect, age, location?
I probably shouldn't comment on that at this time.
The age, even just an age.
It would be a total guess. It's a horrific scene in there. There is blood everywhere, and the suspect is part of that. And I didn't want to get that close and disturb the scene and possibly jeopardize the investigation.
Based on like people who were trapped inside, did they talk about and talk to witnesses? Did they say they were?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Did the witnesses say they were trapped inside for like? I mean, what was their reaction? Did they describe what happened to you?
They're being interviewed by our by our investigators. I honestly don't know exactly what they said at this point. I wanted to get out information as soon as I could to you, and we'll continue to follow up.
The killer said
I have no idea what happened inside there. Yes. Anything else?
Is there a message you want to send to the statement?
I've met with them and talked to them. We spent time. I made sure I talked to them before we released the name.
When can we get another update with everything that's going on?
Well, by the time, I would say, an hour and a half maybe. I don't want to waste your time and have you come up and I don't have anything. You know, if we can get information about what the witnesses said inside or any additional on the suspect, we'll have our PIOs let you know. But I don't want to waste your time by bringing you if we don't have anything new.
How many mass shootings have you had in the county last year? So this is the first one in the county. Mass shooting like this.
Mass shoot? I don't remember in my 41 years having a mass shooting.
Sheriff, what would you like us to know about the sergeant? What should everyone know about him?
Ron was a hard-working, dedicated sheriff sergeant. He was totally committed. He gave his all, and tonight, as I told his wife, he died a hero because he went he went in to save lives, to save other people.
Sheriff, one question here. And for those
I believe we have a victims hotline, and the PIOs will give you the victims hotline number where they can call to check and just make sure.
And where were they transported? Were they all transported to one place? The injured?
They went to multiple hospitals.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so there you heard security personnel briefing the media saying that the death toll in that California bar shooting is at 12, and authorities fear that it may rise. The number of injuries may also rise. He also said that there are heartbreaking scenes unfolding inside the bar. He said that people hid in the restrooms, washrooms, and that there was blood everywhere. And the authorities did not want to get too close for investigation purposes. He also said that the alleged gunman has also been neutralized. However, his or her identity is not certain yet. The investigation agencies are working on it. And with a very heavy heart and a breaking voice, the personnel also mentioned about one police officer who lost his life in this shooting.